Welcome to the Wellness Dentist Podcast. Join biological and cosmetic dentist Dr. Katy as she explores holistic wellness through trending ideas, real stories, and patient experiences. This podcast will inspire you to make healthy lifestyle choices and take charge of your dental wellness. And now your host, the Wellness Dentist, Dr. Katy.
Welcome to the Wellness Dentist Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Katy, and today I have Dr. Atousa coming back, not as a patient. Last time she had her amalgam mercury removed in Katy, Texas, and this time she come back to share more about her detox journey because I know many of you have the same questions. Am I getting the detox after the mercury's out? And this is where we're going to go through this journey with Dr. Atousa. So Dr. Atousa, thank you so much for coming on the show to share about your journey.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. This is an honor to be here. So nice to be with you. Thank you.
Welcome back, actually. You are one of the very few guests on the show that really brave to share your journey when you get your amalgam mercury fillings removed. And I think that a lot of dentists don't understand that before you implement something like that in your practice, if you have amalgam mercury fillings in your mouth, you had to have it removed safely. What is the changes or how you're doing since then?
Yes. I always say it was such a gift, first of all, to have it done by a wonderful mentor like you so I can learn. I learned so much from being a patient. I always say my compassion has gone so much higher for my patients. I'm like everything that I felt, I have become a lot more aware going through 2 intense days of removing everything. So that was so amazing because even before that, I had been taking classes, wanting to implement, but being a patient really took it to another level for me. So that was wonderful. The other, component, I would say, it's just experiencing, seeing how I really tried, as we touched upon last time, that I tried to do, work with a naturopath before and prepare myself. Mm-hmm. And after, I remember that you mentioned, everybody acts different, you might experience and you may not, and then you may. And I was sick for a good 2 months, just showing like flu-like symptoms.
Detox symptoms.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of patients thinking that something is wrong, but actually when I reminded them that when you get off, say, sugar, drugs, smoking, you all have that withdrawal symptom. And to some people, it's a few days, some people, it's a few weeks or a few months, and some people have no symptoms at all. Mm-hmm. And so it really, really depends on your body, your state, also your genetics. And so you learn a lot through this journey because, first of all, you feel that detox and that withdrawal symptom. And then what else that you feel after that 2 months?
And so after that 2 months, it's amazing. Suddenly, very early on, I felt a shift in my energy. So that was very good. But the symptoms, it was very confusing, like how it was. But after I felt a lightness, I felt a difference in my bite, and a shift that truly I felt like, okay, my system, I feel, is just flushing everything out and it's clean. And I felt a difference in my liver, actually, as well.
Big time. Yeah.
Big time, yes. I felt like it's getting lighter. The bucket, the bucket scenario that we say, your body can handle certain amount. I felt I had more room in my bucket, for feeling lighter. And that variety, I noticed it the more that we have been implementing, doing the biological dentistry and removing, I see that variety in my patients. There are some that they felt nothing and no changes. Mm-hmm. And there are some that I have to assure them, just like what you said, your body is going through the withdrawal, is looking for, that even if it's unhealthy, it's looking for that mercury.
They're so used to that dose every day.
Exactly.
Yeah, from brushings and chewings and grinding and drinking. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that you walk the talk is so powerful because people know that you believe in it, and that's why you practice that way. So I think that story is so powerful because I know that you coming back and help so many patients to remove that safely out of the system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you are in the middle of the detox. You actually work with Dr. Pompa program. And can you share with me about your experience in that program and the fact that Dr. Pompa also refer a lot of patients to biological dentists who understand that it's not complete without the mouth. We have to look at the mouth. We have to look at the hidden oral burdens. So where are you on Dr. Pompa program journey?
Yes, that's a very, very good question because I'm in the brain phase right now. And very similar to your story, all my life I thought that it was so nice that I do not sweat a whole lot. Like when we would go to events or when I would exercise and etc. I was like, oh, I barely sweat. It's really nice, but it wasn't. So being on the first body phase of, initial phase for Dr. Pompa, it took me a bit to be able to open up those pathways. And my coach kept telling me that if we don't spend enough time in this phase, we're going to have a hard time later down the road. And it happened to be that I started during Christmas time, and that was the best because we closed the office for 2 weeks for my team everybody to get a break and reset and come back. And that during that 2 weeks became the best gift for me because I was able to not only do the sauna and the red light therapy and the movement and exercises because during regular time, if I'm working, wanting to move and do everything else was really exhausting because I also, because of the heavy metal exposure and everything, I have adrenal fatigue. I'm a recovering adrenal fatigue patient. And so having that 2 weeks really gave me a head start, and that was my savior. I was able to open up finally my pathways, being able to get my lymph moving, all the things, and then be able to go through the rest of them. I would say I'm halfway through the program right now during the brain phase.
Yeah. I love that you mentioned that you go in this program, it's personalized. It's not everyone going to go fast or slow. It's go at your own pace because you have to honor your body too. Like if your body is like, I'm not feeling good today or I'm not ready for the next step. I noticed a lot of people try to rush. Oh my God, how long is the program? 6 months? Can I do it in 3 months? Right?
Yes.
Remember every time we talk about tooth replacement, patient was like, can you do it quicker, faster? And we can't rush that. I'm always take the analogy of giving birth. Of course we love babies and we want to have more children, but after you giving birth, you have to let your body heal. And it's actually was told that up to 2.5 years for the body, for the uterus, for the nutrient, for the person to be able to carry again, especially depends on what season of life you're in, right? And so I think that when people rushing through the detox, they actually have more negative impact on their body than positive because they're not honoring the body. And what practices are you doing at home right now that helping you with detox? Because I noticed you mentioned you're not sweating. Are you doing any like saunas or anything like that?
Yes. And that's how I was able to open up my pathways. And starting my day with a bone broth diet, that has made a huge difference.
Yeah.
And I have got my husband hooked up on it as well. Two of us, once a week, we make the bone broth diet. The batch. And we put and it's so wonderful because I hate waste, and I love cooking. So a lot of end of the vegetables, all of that goes in there and all the herbs. And it's amazing that we have become more creative on what to put in it and everything. Yeah. And so it's incredible how your body tells you how much it needs it. So when I drink that first thing in the morning, I feel my body is getting nutrition. And then so the bone broth diet is one, and then just walking. So I get on the treadmill. I try to get out as much as I can, but during the day when I have patients, it's hard, So I try to go hiking on the weekends because, being in Colorado, we have wonderful outdoors.
I love the nature.
Yes. And with the weather getting better, so that has been nice. So I try to do some more things during the weekend, but the sauna, and I also do Beamer. There's a,
Yeah.
yes.
Lots of patients talking about that too. Yes.
I love the Beamer as well. So I do a morning short, interval, and then at night I do one as I settle in. And I have implemented more breath work in my day as well. I just finished a 1 week retreat at Joe Dispenza. He was in Denver.
Amazing.
So
Yes.
that was life-changing mindset, all of that. So it's incredible. It's all connected. We have to do all the parts that will help nervous system. And now I'm actually bringing someone in to test for mold in my house to make sure the air, the dust, everything, the HVAC and everything is clean. Even if in Colorado, we don't have a lot of issues with mold, but we moved from North Carolina 10 years ago now this year. But a lot of our furniture and stuff we brought. So I'm getting recommendations that I probably should test it. So that way I can be confident. So yeah, the diet, getting rid of, before even I started Dr. Pampa's program, because I was listening to his podcast, I had cut the seed oils off of my food.
Huge different for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got the liver scan here.
Yes.
At the Beyond Bio Hiking Conference, and what a great news.
Yes.
Yeah.
And since we're being honest and vulnerable, 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with fatty liver, and I was so upset because I have never drank in my life. I've always had a, clean diet and everything, but I thought I was clean. But the seed oils were a big one. So
yeah, no, I'm so happy for you, and the fact that patient listened to this and knowing, wow, my dentist doing a lot to heal herself. Because a lot of people think that we have access to a lot of information, but we still have to do the work. Yes, you now have the knowledge, you're having access to professional that know what they're doing, can help you, but we still have to do most of the work. You still have to be the one that walking, the one that making the bone broth weekly, the one that get into the sauna, right? So whenever patients asking me like, what do I do? I'm like, I'm a patient myself. And still in the middle of, what you're going through, which is some heavy metal toxicity. I don't want you to feel discouraged because I'm 8 years in and I know you're in it for a long time too. But at the same time, we see the progress. Like you said, 4 years ago, fatty liver, and now you don't have it anymore. Amazing, right? So the progress, even though you don't feel the liver, you already know by all the evidence that you're showing that it's improving. So that's keep us going. Because a lot of time my husband asking like, what else do you have to do? How long do you have to do this? I'm like, for life. Wellness is a way of life. It's not something you do for 30 days or not even 90 days, not even a year. It's definitely a way of life. And so like Jim Quick was earlier here, he said, just start with one thing and be consistent. And I know that's one thing for you that you said the breath work was so powerful and it's free. Yes. And so pick what that one thing is. Yeah.
It's accessible.
Super simple. And you can do it anywhere, in your car, in the bathroom, anywhere that you can do the breath work. And you should be able to regulate the nervous system that way. So when you're seeing patients today, if they said, okay, I never seen a biological dentist, my dentist only checking for cavities and gum disease, how do they find you? What would you start on a patients that come in to see you as a new patients?
Absolutely. Thank you for that question. And so I, my patients, now we have moved about...
Beautiful facility. I can't wait to visit.
Thank you. I can't wait for you to be there. About a month ago, we moved to our new facility, Colorado Dental Wellness Center.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. See, we are so excited. And we were able to design it having all of, this that we're talking about in mind, the flow, the way we can set up the clinic and the testings that we do. So we start with Airway First. So as you know, I'm the founder of Airway First Approach. So every patient gets a screening for airway and TMJ pain, and then we dive into all dental. And going through this journey has given me the strength to, when the patients actually tell me, no dentist has ever, told me about in dentistry. I have never had this scan. And I tell them, actually, that makes my day.
Yes. Because you make the difference. At first, the awareness, and then they start dive into the understanding why you scan for it, why you ask those questions. And guess what? They go home and they share that information. And now more people know about what they need to look for.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And, patients want to have answers now, with all the awareness before.
Podcasts, social media, right? Like people listen to this right now. Yes.
Exactly. People are curious. They know what they have been hearing is not the answer anymore. So when they meet dentists like us, and you are such an inspiration to me, seeing I'm excited for your new facility as well. I can't wait for both the Teaching Institute and your new clinic. So seeing someone like you who has done this and has been successful really gives me the strength to carry on both in the health, personal, and also the business to see I can help patients that have not received answers and they're looking for it. So I can be that answer. And as technology, and I am very transparent with my patients. I'm like, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, we didn't know these things. As the technology is improving, as we are learning, I bring that in and I implement that in my life. So you will be able to learn from it and choose if that's something you want to implement as well.
Beautiful. And I can't wait to visit the facility and the new center in Colorado. And the fact that you have even bigger vision than that, because I know the space is not completely done, only your dental clinic, but you also have the wellness vision. And because patient cannot just getting their mercury out or their infected root canals or their cavitation, you also know they need recovery from it. I think that's a big part of like people say, okay, now what? Where do I go for this red light? Where do I go for this lymphatic drainage? And you experienced that some this weekend. You're like, oh, it's amazing. Yes. And so the fact that you're going through this journey and you always researching and trying and learning new things to bring that back to your patient, that's a huge blessing for your patient. And so give us your social media handle. How do they follow your journey? Because it is powerful from a patient perspective to come to a provider. And now you'll be able to bring all the things that you're doing for your personal life into your practice. And I don't think there's any practice like that in Colorado.
That if you ask me, I'm biased. I would say no.
No, of course, yes, because the fact that you're going through this is a personal journey, and then you take what you learn in your personal journey and apply it into your practice is so different than someone to wake up and say, "I want to do something different. Let's just try biological or wellness dentistry." But it's not. It is really about, if I don't do this, I can't sleep at night because I know what I know now. I know better. I do better. Exactly. And I can no longer remove the mercury unsafely from my patients because what you've been, dealing with for these, how many decades?
Yes, absolutely. And that's why, standards are so important. I don't know if you remember or not how at the early stages, I came to you and I said, a colleague of mine had told me, no, you don't have to use so-and-so mask. You can use this kind of a mask. And when I came to you, you were like, no, that is not okay. This is not the standard. And for this reasons and why we cannot use it. So that's why it's everybody, people practice differently. So that's why being part of the IABDM, being part of IAOMT, these are so important to hold the standards that we are holding, and learning from you. It's, that's what I think it sets us apart, because I hold myself to a standard that I was taught, and experienced. Yeah. So if you're looking for the Instagram arm, it would be at Dr. Atousa. Yeah. And for the practice, it would be at Colorado Dental Wellness Center.
Yes. And you have a lot of educating content, especially Airway First. And so people always asking about airway and sleep. And if you follow, and make sure you follow Dr. Atousa and Colorado Dental Wellness, you will definitely learn so much every day. She's really good about creating content, put consistent contents out there, really good quality content. And that's what I like about following your page and then seeing how you educate the public on it. Thank you. Because no matter how much we talk about it, people still don't know enough.
Absolutely.
Yes. And so make sure you follow, and we will bring Dr. Atousa back to share with you once she's in this new space or expanded into the wellness space. We can't wait to hear more of success story, patient story, and most importantly, her health journey, because she's still in the middle of it. And I love practitioners that actually walk the talk, because not only that you'll be able to help patient, but you also feel what patient going through. So thank you so much for sharing your journey today.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. And make sure you stay tuned and subscribe. See you at the next episode. Thank you for listening today. Wellness starts in your mouth and includes your entire life. When you understand that, the whole game changes. Come learn more at thewellnessdentist.com. We see you in the next episode. And remember, there is always a reason to smile.